Um, well, you guys were clients, and you guys were, so you guys kind of know the protocol. But my goal is in this class to be really dynamic and very interactive. You know, to be able to actually sort of go to like a miniature, I guess like a life-change nutritional boot camp in a sense. Because one of the things that I've noticed over the years, there's tremendous amount of information. There's tremendous amount of knowledge. So me sitting here and reiterating everything and showing statistics and information and just lecturing, it's not going to do it. Because that is from my experience, that is the biggest shortcoming of why people don't change. Okay, because the information is there. Okay, so yes, I can sit here and blast some great statistics and really motivate you guys and really make things happen. But then when you go home, then what do? Now I can give you a step-by-step approach, but really, are you going to do it? Something that doesn't hold you accountable. So because this class is small, what my goal is to be able to really kind of overhaul everybody and go from session to session to session with something new. Does that kind of make sense? And since there's not a lot of people, we can really go on a sort of individual basis too. Okay. One of the things that we're going to watch is two documentaries. They're phenomenal. One of them is brand new. And it's called Big Sugar, like Big Pharma, Big Agra. It's Big Sugar, the bittersweet and the sad truth about, sugar. It's history. And that's what's one of the primary causes in Western society, the degeneration, weight gain, obesity, heart disease, and so forth. So the other movie is called Sugar, the Bitter Truth. So we're going to have movie days, I guess it's day, yeah. But we'll have that, and we'll bring some good snacks and some really healthy alternatives. So we'll do some really good recipes, and maybe all of us can pitch in and bring the ingredients. And actually, never mind, we don't have an oven here, do we?
Microwave.
Microwave thing. But we'll do like some different, based on what people like. Some people like cakes or pie or cookies of some kind. And we'll give you some really awesome recipes that you can pretty much do on a fly, and you can have pretty much every week, a few times a week, no problem. There'll be absolutely zero damage. You can't live on that stuff, obviously, but so they'll be able to educate you guys to see that there's so much alternative out there, and we'll see that the biggest cause is the biggest one. It's not the only one, but the biggest cause is literally is our addiction to sugar. And when I say sugar, I'm talking also processed grain. So you might be eating a French fry or a pretzel. The body, it doesn't matter because you don't taste the sweetness. It doesn't matter. It goes the same. Ends up in the body as sugar. And that's what the culprit has. It's all the same. Does that kind of make sense? So today, I want us to, the first thing that we want to do is to kind of go home and you guys obviously have done this, but really go home for next week. The homework will be to really write everything down that you guys have in your house for food. Just like what is it and like the brand. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much or of how many kinds, but just really take an inventory, and that includes your shelving, your pantry. Thank you, your freezer, your refrigerator, under your pillow, in your closet. Yeah, it's true. Now people hide food. Yeah, and I can't tell you, I've seen it. It is food for sugar addiction. I can't tell you how many times I've seen it. We just had the privilege, believe it or not, last week of actually clients of ours that she was diagnosed. She had a couple of big tumors removed from her appendix, and there was a possibility of a cancer spread. So she was scared to death. She works for Merck Pharmaceutical, and she's really out there, and she knows. She's been through the program, and they called us, and it was really an honor and a privilege that they really called and asked for our help. So we go and we do the consultation. We talk. We went to the house, and I didn't ask them. They asked me, "Can you please go through my cupboards and go through my house and just strip everything down?"
Every toxin in their house.
I said, "Are you sure?" Yeah. I said, "Yeah." Yeah, literally. And it took us 2 hours. And the children actually got in on it.
The kids were, she was like, "I can't have children." Yeah. And we were explaining why. And the little girl was emptying it out. And I said, "Wow."
Yeah. She hugged the box. She goes, "This is my favorite one." I said, "Baby, you got to be healthy, right?" She goes, "Yeah, I want to be healthy." I'd never seen that before in my life. And she just dumped the whole thing. She had Tyrion, right? No joke, because that was her favorite cereal.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, I think 4 years. Melon's
That'll
about
have
4
a
years
big
old.
impact on her too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we strip everything. Now, mind you, these are people that are affluent. They have money. They're well educated, very good quality people, and they thought they were making the right choice. And believe it or not, actually, they were doing everything right, the wrong way. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. And we were able to really, we cleaned house literally. It was no joke. We had 3 massive 100-gallon garbage cans. 50-gallon garbage bags full of crap. Yeah. And it was from house cleaners to cosmetics to personal hygiene and obviously their food. Yeah, pots, pans, everything. Now she spent over $1,500 the next day of replacing everything. No joke. And I know obviously that's not viable for everybody, but just to make a point. Right. And it was amazing. Luckily, we prayed. When we finished, we prayed really well. She had a big test. Next day was a diagnostic exam to find out if anything has spread. If everything luckily came up negative. Thank God. She's still going to have a surgery, to get some of the tissues out that were damaged, but nothing did spread. So she completely overhauled. But one of the biggest common threads that in her household, as far as her food went, it was sugar. And again, I'm talking, it can be very hidden. High fructose corn syrup, maltodextrin, cornstarch, potato starch, wheat gluten, wheat byproducts. All those, it all ends up as sugar, And even like now, latest thing is the brown rice syrup. That's healthy. No, it's not. I know it's from organic brown rice. It doesn't matter. Sugar is sugar. That's the biggest thing you have to understand how it ends up in the body. So anyway, go home and literally dissect everything. From everything, I'm talking whether it's a lollipop, a candy, a gum, a breath freshener that you chew on or whatever, everything, and see inventory everything that you have. You'll be surprised, you really will be guys surprised to find out wow, what's in there. And also the other thing is for you guys next time, bring in what is your favorite food. If there was no restrictions, if you lived in a perfect world and you had a magic wand and you can eat anything you want, what would you eat? Whatever it might be, absolutely. Yeah. Think about it, and again, the mentality is hey, sky's the limit. We live in a, no damage can be done. What would you guys eat? So that's what we're going to start the education on, okay? And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do a complete overhaul of everything. So the key is to be able to get you off sugar, be able to find a replacement, and really be able to change your, how you look and think of food, okay? Because first and foremost, food is our fuel. Okay, that is our medicine. Okay, you guys probably know the Hippocrates saying, let the medicine be by thy food and food be thy medicine. You guys probably have heard that numerous times. That is so true. Because you guys believe in God. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's all offended. He created us, and He created us perfect in His image, and therefore He created everything for us here, okay? And nobody on anything will ever come close to knowing or creating what's better for us than what He did, okay? So therefore, that we have to go back to that and go back to that basic, scenario of eating the wholesome foods that were created for us, And the biggest, I know it sounds easy. It's a very simple concept, but there is so much deception out there of the major companies, and those are multi-million-dollar, if not billion-dollar corporations that invest millions upon millions of marketing and advertising, how to make things seem healthy or how to make seem like there's something actually that's natural. It's food, it's good for you, and it's not. So even though the concept is simple, to go back to eating what our Creator has done for us, it's great. It's still you have to really weave through all the adulteration and all the deception out there that is that. It's pretty much in every store, even a health food store. If it was up to me, I can go to I go to Nutrition Smart, I can go to Whole Foods. Some of those stores, if I was up to me, I'll take 80% of the store out of there. Yes, it's good, it's natural, it's a lot of them are wholesome ingredients for the most part, but still, there's a lot of, natural processing, if you want to call it. So that'll be the goal for this class, to really be able to take our health to the next level through nutrition. Okay, I also want to touch up on some other stuff, like environmental toxin, also noise pollution, all those things that very important part of our lives that really are detrimental to our health. Okay, those not that they're not as equally important, but where we function here in Wesley Chapel, obviously we don't have like massive factories, airports. We don't work in large industrial sites, but still we had quite a bit of pollution. Okay, so I really also want to focus on that. Really teach you guys how to be able to, again, weave through the deception and what's good, what's not, and you'll see the amazing difference that you'll get. Okay, so we're gonna start with that. And do you want to add anything, baby?
I was thinking of a couple of things. Well, the only thing I want to add is you're going to learn, all of us, like I'm excited, I'm doing the class, I'm part of the class, I'm always learning. The biggest thing though I think is to shift the mentality from just wanting to achieve a physical look to wanting to achieve optimal health and longevity. So to prevent disease, to be able to put our bodies in a state where it doesn't mean you never go out and have a sweet treat or you never go out and have a cheap meal, but eventually you get to the point where either one, you don't want it, or it's so few and far between that you're really eliminating a tremendous amount of just, toxins on a day-to-day basis. And most people just don't know what those aggressors and those things are. So that's our big thing, is not just the physical look, because that will come, but it's the health and longevity aspect of it. And one other thing I want to say real quick, 2 seconds, I'm just going to stand here because I feel like my back's to you, is it was a real big wake-up call for me last week when I was in Georgia with my dad. It was a huge wake-up call because I promote this with Alex constantly, health and well-being and just being vibrant. And seeing my dad there, where he was, because of his choices, it was really hard. And I knew it was hard on him, but I looked at my family. All my brothers are breaking down and sobbing, and we're in the hospital hours upon hours upon hours on end, and it drained us as a family. So I just encourage you guys to seek those reasons beyond just wanting a nice physique, because that's the number one thing people tell us when they come in their goals. They want to look a certain way, but it's so much deeper than that. We all here, I think everybody has children, and yeah, I know you all have children, and think about them, because it's quality of life. And I said to my dad, I got a video of my brothers and I on tape while he was having the surgery, and all of us, very upset, and telling him why we loved him and how much we loved him. And I told him, I said, I want you, when you have a weak moment and you want to eat that hot dog or you want to eat that piece of pizza and you think it's just that simple, it's just a little hot dog, I want you to watch this video and remember why you were in that hospital and how much it took a toll on your kids, because it wrecked us. So start to see, and in my life, that's what I did. I started to seek the deeper meaning of, okay, what matters to me? Why do I want to be healthy beyond just wanting to have a nice physique? Because that's the vanity aspect of it. But the things that really matter are those things that we cannot see, but we feel.
Yeah, that is so true, because remember, having a great physique does not equal great health. But having great health does equal great physique.
Oh, that's good. I got a quote on that one.
No, it really does, yeah. But again, see, here's another deception. Does that make sense? So that is so true. Because if you have a great physique, I get you diced up. Give me 12 weeks and you'll be ready for a contest. I'll get you on stage, no problem. You look like a Greek god or goddess. No such thing. Yeah, I know, right? But you still can be rotten on the inside. However, if you have great health, you will have great physique, because with the great health you have that goes hand in hand. You cannot be overweight or look inadequate physically in any way if you truly have a health and wellness. And one of the things I wanted to touch up on what you were saying, it was amazing when the surgeon came. He was a 38-year-old, very young, bright Korean gentleman, cardiothoracic surgeon, awesome guy, really nice, look healthy, vibrant. We had a talk, and he said the sad thing about this is that it's 100% preventable. Because my job would be obsolete if people really understood what the concept is. That there's no ifs or buts about it, unless you're born with a defect or you have some kind of a trauma, okay, or car accident, whatever. That is absolutely 100% preventable. Okay, people blame things on genetics. Genetics, you might have the predisposition to that, but you will never ever have to have it. So that's an excuse. And another thing he said is that it's sad that people come in here not knowing what caused their problems, heart attack, stroke, whatever, and they never knew what caused it after they left the hospital. Because that's what's sad about it. Because and they do. I mean, Wellstar is a really good. They're way ahead. I mean, technology service was like amazing. Yeah. And it was, they even have like physical therapy afterwards. They also have like some nutritional classes, but which are great, but very, very basic. Really don't make the connection yet. Okay. So if we take control of our own health, we'll never ever have to have problems. So unless you die by a freak accident, a car accident, whatever it might be, you'll 100% have control of your health. And one of the biggest things that I want to get out of this class is how addictive food is. It is amazing. And that's the appreciation that I want everybody to understand. Because you can have a cookie, you can have a muffin a month, you'll be surprised that is still enough to trigger things. I know you might think it sounds ridiculous, or it's not. Try it. You'll see what happens. But anyway, also the last thing is I want to...
These are some questions to ask.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is also, if you guys don't have a particular concern, somebody has a particular concern for whatever your situation might be, bring it in next time. We'll discuss that as well, okay? And because, again, the class is so small, we'll be able to really work, with people one-on-one. And, I can address those problems, obviously, privately with you after class or whatever the case might be. But whatever you have, bring it in, okay? And if you want to share with the class and kind of make it known, excellent. It'll be education for everybody. Yes?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Do the conditions that are causing possible heart attacks, strokes, whatever, do they start reversing themselves?
100%. Okay. It's never too late. As long as you're sucking breath, you can reverse it. Okay. No joke, yeah. As long as you're sucking breath, you can reverse it.
Oh, I thought you said bread. I'm like, sucking bread?
No.
As long as it's healthy bread.
Yeah.
What kind of bread is that? I thought that.
Yeah, non-existent one, right? Yeah, but anyway, so it's really, it really is 100% reversible, yeah. I mean, they're just even the Medical Association, American Medical Association, they're still now actually recognizing that officially, believe it or not, that osteoporosis is 100% preventable, 100% reversible, including diabetes. That was a big story. A couple of months ago in 2020, I happened to show it in the gym. I don't have TV, so I was doing cardio and watching some TV, and they're like big thing happens, a big storm in Colorado. Those retired couple, they're in their 50s, late 50s. Okay, well off. A brand new vehicle. I think it was like a nice Land Rover or something. They took it out, and they got hit by a very hard snowstorm. So they got stuck, and I guess no reception. I don't know what the deal was, but they literally could not get to anything or anybody. And they were there for 6 days. Now, they obviously had gas, so they'd be able to keep warm during the day in classes, but they drank the snow. They melted the snow, luckily, and so water, and there was no problem. Well, they came back, and people were like, wow, you guys look healthier. Like, you lost a lot of weight. He dropped like 27 pounds. She lost 21 pounds. Now, they're both full-blown type 2 diabetics, anywhere from 3 to 5 times the insulin injection per day. Now, they had no insulin. And it was really interesting. Why do you think they survived? Why do you think they dropped so much weight?
They didn't have any of the sugar.
Exactly. They had no food. So therefore, they had no food. They had no need for insulin. And they actually did a forced fast. That's exactly what happened. So his blood pressure went down, cholesterol, everything was just like, wow. Because, they after they rescued him, they had to go through a thorough routine. But again, no before, not after, did they really make the connection like, wow, I can completely heal myself, And, why in anybody's right mind would you want to live like that, Be miserable, debilitated, be dependent on insulin and any other kind of medication. So this is the connection that I really want to be able to, again, try to instill, how massive and detrimental food, plays, in our society, in our health. And particularly the food, because remember, the food that your great-grandparents ate is not what we're eating now. Far from it. Okay. The other thing I want to also ask, if you guys want it down for next time, what are your motivations?
No, I want to ask them individually now. I want us to share and get to know each other, and I want them to all share that.
Oh, okay.
So we'll start with Debbie and Rich.
Rich, what's your motivation, buddy?
What are your motivations that you can't see besides physique? Can't say physique.
Just better health.
It's a bad answer. No, I'm just kidding. Just better health.
Okay. So you are like optimal health. You want to
I mean, I'm there. I'm not 100% there, but more than I was a year and a half ago.
Sure. Okay. Great. So keep improving your health.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. What about you, Debbie? Like, what would you like?
Well, I mean, we've been working together as far as just healing some gut issues
Yep.
that I have, and you know, I know you know that I've kind of plateaued, so I want to take it to the next level.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Because it's still occurring.
Yeah.
So we're
You're
not
still
there yet. So, but it's I'm going into my 5th month of beef broth, staying away from carbs,
grains and stuff like that.
sugar.
Good. Okay. Awesome. Okay. What about you, Cal?
I would say the same thing.
Oh, never mind.
Optimize her daughter.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'll probably call you that again.
It's
That's
all
all right.
good. But the optimal health, because I know, I'm taking blood tests and stuff, and things aren't coming back the way they should be
Got it.
for optimal health. They're within the lab
Sure.
range,
Yeah.
which is totally different.
Then you're okay. You're
It's
okay.
optimal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right.
I want to find out what's optimal. How am I going to get the most energy? And how am I going to, even though we're not supposed to talk about the physique, I want, to be able to shed. I want to be able to have that extra energy to be able to do the things that I just want to do.
Awesome. That's great. And what about you, Gramps?
I would just like to learn how to eat. I mean, everybody tells me, well, you can't eat this, you can't eat that, eat this, eat that. Well, okay, well, how do I cook it, and what do I do, and what do I eat for breakfast? What do I eat for lunch?
Right.
I've been saying that every time I go to any kind of, place. They say, oh, well, there's the food and extra, but I never got anybody giving me, except this one place I did go to, and they gave us menus. We had to sit every 2 days a week. We would take our little menu. Well, Sunday we'd take our menu in Monday, and we would know what to eat every single minute of the day. That's easy for me because I can't do it by myself.
You need the exact guidance.
Yeah.
See, that's great because like I say, there's so much information out there, and you get so much. You do this, you don't do this, but really, how do you do it? How do you apply it to your lifestyle?
Right.
Awesome. Pastor Paul.
Well, I won't be able to make the class because I'm going to be working on Saturdays.
That's okay.
But that's why I'm hoping Rich will take it.
Oh.
With your new Samsung. I'm watching my father just like you. He falls down, he can't get up. He's been overweight for so long that now he can't even get himself up. They have to call EMS. And he's in the hospital now, and he's a mess. He's a diabetic, high cholesterol, and I'm borderline diabetic. And I can't even get insurance. Every time I apply, I get turned down.
Yeah.
So I need to improve my health.
Awesome.
And I have to admit, it's hard to eat
Very
right.
hard. It's very hard, man. Yeah. Because food is so addictive. That's why.
And I just don't know what eating right is because everything is so contradicted. Eat this, no, don't eat that. Eat this, no, don't eat that.
That's what we're going to teach you. Yes, because believe it or not, having a beer, a couple of drinks, a few times a week. That's really once you have optimal health, you'll have no problem doing that whatsoever.
Probably better than soda.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
We don't drink any soda. We don't drink.
We'll see. One of the things that we're going to actually do is we're going to do a shopping trip at Whole Foods. Okay, because they have like a full array of everything. Yeah. Sorry, Rich. Just my sucks.
Okay.
So you guys done the shopping trips in Nutrition too, So it's great, but and you will see, but because I want to see, they have a lot of fresh. They have a massive seafood section, fresh. A lot of it is wild caught. I mean, they're very strict on their standards. Their meat department is out of this world. Yeah, which actually, while I'm thinking about this is, White Oak Pastures. So we were at Whole Foods when we first opened up. Oh, I see Will Harris. Well, I know Will Harris. I know the website. He's the owner of White Oak Pastures. He's a 5th-generation farmer. He's the only guy that actually done all the hardcore convention, farming, to organic, certified humane, level 5 animal fair, farm. And he supplies, I think, the whole eastern United States of Whole Foods and the Publix. Some of them, depend, not all of them, but they specialize in poultry, beef, sheep, and lamb. And pork too, but primarily cattle is there like 70%. So everything is certified organic, 100% grass-fed. He's got over like 1,200 acres or something like that of actual pasturable land. They got their own processing facility. It's awesome. So I know only about this guy for the longest time. Really high Christian guy, awesome, and they're in southern Georgia in Bluffton. Well, I go there, I meet him, I just say, listen, I really appreciate you guys, thank you so much for, providing this great product. And long story, we hit it off. Like, we just, off the wire, hit it off. Me and my wife are talking, we took pictures with him, we have a, conversation with like half an hour at Whole Foods. He gives me a couple of, products he gave us. He gave us like a big chicken. He goes, and he really taught us about everything. Told the whole story of the family, how he turned around, how his helped turn around. And he invited us actually over there to go. He goes, you guys ever want to come over? This is my treat, and you guys can stay there and, take a tour. Anyway, so he left, and I emailed him, saying, great meeting you, the whole nine. And I get an email and sending me a PDF file of, Excel file of all the prices, wholesale prices. He goes, don't worry about it, no minimum. You're in Florida, so shipping will be cheap. So we started placing an order. That's another thing. Also, this class, which I forgot to mention, we're gonna create like not a co-op, but education of how to get like a sustainable, community sustainable, market pricing and acquiring of food. There's a lot of resources around here, believe it or not. You don't even have to go to Whole Foods. I mean, there's like good quality, wholesome food, grown the way God designed it to be grown. Okay. So anyway, but we'll teach you guys like the good quality stuff, and we'll be able to make orders, and that's a gift.
Tell
because
them how much it was too. It was like
it's 50% off. What you go to Whole Foods and you look at, it's like like the ground beef was like $4.28 a pound. That's grass fed, 90% lean. I mean, it's a phenomenal product. So, and the other thing is like you don't have to eat as much because it's so rich, it's so nutritious. Like grass fed beef, for example, per ounce has higher standard of omega-3 ratio than actually salmon does. It's a completely different animal, literally. Because there's no grains, there's no soy, there's nothing. It's what God gave it to you. That's grass, the energy from the sun, breathing air and drinking water. That's it. Absolutely no supplements, no antibiotics, hormones, nothing. So, we're going to be able to do this. If we come together, my goal also is, if there is enough demand, we can actually maybe start doing like a little co-op. They will be able to, because I have a lot of resources that we can start using. But obviously, we're going to need the head count to be able to everybody to chip in. But we can get some great fresh product actually even delivered right here. So that's another thing that we're going to be able to. So to answer your question, yes, we're going to be able to learn how to eat right. But really also a lot of the sourcing of the food. For you, obviously, it's easier because, you work in the Nutrition Smart, you have a lot of access to that stuff. But, like for you guys, you have no idea about that. You guys are far removed. So we'll be able to teach you, and it's very simple. It's not a diet. You're going to look at it as a lifestyle. And you're going to be able to eat as much as you want, believe it or not, if you eat the right foods. Why? Because the body's going to tell you when you had enough. See what I'm saying? So, I always give this example. You can polish a 3-pound bag of potato chips over at Sam's in a second, right? And you'll be probably still hungry afterwards, or you still crave it. You might be up to here, but like, man, I still want this. But you can't do that with like a bunch of 2, 3, 4 pounds of bananas. You'll never be able to eat that in one sitting. Why? Because good quality, wholesome foods, they have chemicals built into them. Basically, what it ends up doing, it signals your body, okay, that's enough. The body recognizes that I'm fed. Because remember, we are nutritionally starved. We're not calorically starved. People, you see massive people, she doesn't need to eat. Well, actually, she does because, she might be 350 pounds, but that lady is starved. Her body needs that. That's why because she's so addicted to this garbage, she eats empty calories. And the body does not know how to process those calories. So it's a toxin. Any toxin, 80% of toxins the body stores in your fat tissue. So nowadays, the other problem is that you see an overweight person, he's very high or she's very high in toxicity. That's just a given. There's no ifs or buts about it. So all that stuff, we're gonna address, and that's why I wanted to I didn't bring anything with me. I didn't want to give anything out. I wanted to kind of feel everybody. I want to see who is here and really make it like a more dynamic, more individualized, approach. So it's gonna be will be our journey for the next 8 weeks. Is that what it is, or 8 sessions?
We're gonna do every Saturday in.
Except Christmas, I think, is that?
It's the first 3 Saturdays in December, this one in the next 2 weeks. And then we take off until January. And January 12th, 19th, and 26th, I believe.
Okay, you guys have the schedule, okay.
The last 3 Saturdays in January. And then the first Saturday in February.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
And if it's going good and you guys want to keep going, we'll keep going. We don't have to stop it. We just want to, we don't want to do too much that everyone feels overwhelmed. So at that point, depending on where everybody is in your journey, and there's enough information that we can just keep going.
Absolutely. Depends what you guys want to take. And if there's interest, we'll make it happen. You can really take advantage and have a complete, overhauled lifestyle. Because it takes time, guys.
We should do question and answers too. I mean,
Every time,
questions
absolutely,
today.
yeah. And if you guys want to, depends as long as the time works with us too. But if you guys want to switch some times or switch a day or something, so you guys don't end up missing the class. Just let us know. Something that we might be able to do as well. As long as the timings work out. But does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, they have bones?
Who?
The white,
Oh my God, yeah.
How
$2.
much? How much, $2?
$2 a pound, yeah. Liver is $2.50 a pound or $2 a pound, something like that. I'm talking
beef
fresh.
bones, $2 a pound?
Oh yeah,
Really?
beef, 100% cattle. And man, they had this package for like $240. It's $240, but you get 300 grass-fed 3-ounce patties made. And for females, that's a perfect serving.
Make me hungry.
I know.
Oh,
My
it's
stomach's
big.
growling. I know.
Sorry.
There's a guy down here I can do that with too.
Which one? The one in Bluefields?
Providence Pastures.
You
He'll
know,
sell us a whole cow for $5 a pound.
but does he section and package it
Freeze it.
any way you want?
Any way you want.
If that, yeah, but it has to be a whole cow though, right?
Oh.
Yeah, see, I don't know if you'll be able to come up with that kind of money, man. Not everybody will be. See what I'm
It's
saying?
about 450 pounds.
Yeah, that's a lot of meat. Yeah.
Times 5.
No, I mean, so yeah, it definitely will. I don't see. I mean, if we have probably another 20 people or something,
Yeah.
because also the other things like who do we store? The good thing is, again, he did this out of kindness because to be a wholesale, you have to buy like mass production. So he's. I mean, as long as you buy like they come in cases,
Right.
and like usual minimum, I think is like 20 or 30 cases, or like obviously you get discount per pallet or whatever. I know he was, but because like I don't know, he just out of his kindness, he literally just said, "Don't worry about it, whatever you need," because Bluffton is right. I mean, it's right up in southern Georgia, so the shipping is not going to be that expensive. You pretty much, I think, if you get it, he said we process on Tuesday, everything ships out first thing Wednesday morning. So he goes, you let me know what the order is by Monday by 2:00, so all our guys can go whatever you guys want, however you want. He goes, there's no minimum. So that'll be the nice thing about it. That we have no
Prime rib too?
everything.
For the same price?
Yeah, I don't know the price. The price is different for everything, but like they have the pasture organic chicken for like I think it's like $5.20 a pound or something like that. The breast at Whole Foods is $12 a pound. The Bell's Never, I think, is $11.99. You guys selling? You guys actually selling it cheaper than usual because I think they're selling for $14 at Whole Foods. But again, just once you start eating that, you'll be like, oh wow! It's like you're gonna have a hard time going to like a regular steakhouse afterwards and having a steak or a hamburger. You'll be like, okay, that tastes like, what is that? No joke, you'll see. And the thing of it is yes, I know it's more expensive, but you actually end up eating eventually a lot less. Like I used to eat like, my standard 6 to 8 meals a day, my bodybuilding, I had never had any problems as far as, blood sugar or anything like that. It was great. It was healthy and everything, but I had to eat a lot because even though it was broccoli and brown rice and quinoa and, chicken and, lean ground beef, like the 93, 94 lean ground beef, it wasn't natural. It was artificially raised. And I was hungry. I mean, it was sure a lot better food than junk food, but it still wasn't the best. Now, I mean, there's days that I eat literally just twice a day, regular, food. Does that make sense? So on the long run, you end up saving a lot of money. So yeah, you're looking, okay, I can go to Sam's and get $1.99 a pound boneless skinless, or I don't want to pay, $5.50, $6 a pound. But that stuff is not only getting garbage in your body from hormones, antibiotic residues, and whatever else, but you are not you're not being fed properly. The minerals, the vitamins, the nutrition is not 100% there, as opposed to the $5-6 a pound chicken breast that you only end up eating half of it. Does that make sense? So we're going to do all that, but I'm going to open up. Do you guys anybody has any questions regarding anything, any ideas that you guys want to see?
Yeah, I mean, we're totally open to doing absolutely anything. We can watch the documentaries, which we're planning on, but we can juice. We can bring the juicer and set up a table and like do demonstrations. So if you have ideas,
to do that. So I did like a 3-day fast over the summer.
Yeah.
With the juicing.
It's awesome.
It was really good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I really stuck with it. It was at first kind of hard, but then it got a little bit easier.
Sure.
On that third day. especially since I knew I was going to eat soon.
Yeah.
But I did that, so so maybe some juicing would be good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you guys want like resources, here people think like, well, I can't afford a juicer. Yes, you can. I can promise you that within a week, at the worst case scenario, going around Tampa Bay, calling, you don't even have to drive around, calling around Tampa Bay area, anywhere from the thrift stores to Greg's List to what else, you'll be able to find a juicer, if not for like $4 or $5, to like maybe $50-$60 at the top. I can't tell you how many times I've been to Goodwill right here, and I've seen juicers for like, $5-10. Now that might not be your, obviously, like something a high-end standard, but it doesn't matter. As long as you juice, you can overhaul hell. I don't care. Because, yes, I understand, see, there's different protocols. I mean, you can take it as high as you want to take it. But where people are now, where majority of people are now, as long as the damn thing spins, okay, and it takes some juice out of it, then you're going to be able to juice, and you're going to be able to overhaul your health. So there's no excuse, ever.
And see, my big issue is time.
Right.
Getting everything prepared so I have it for the week.
Well, here's the deal. See, everything ties in together. There's never an isolated scenario in life, okay? So the food, you're right. So the biggest thing is really like timing with people. Well, you have to change your habits just like you change your eating habits. So you might have to take that extra 5-10 minutes, averaging per week to be able to, prep that. But it's really, the juice that I do, like very few people do, and I juice a lot. And I use actually 2 juicers. Like my mind is like out there. But so the point is though, it takes me from the time I actually walk into the kitchen, get everything out, wash, juice, drink the juice, package the juice, strip the machines, clean it, put it away, and walk out of the kitchen. It takes me 25-35 minutes. Now that's extreme what I do. Anybody else, I can teach you how to do it in 5 to 10 minutes. I don't care who you are. Don't tell me you don't have 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, that would be good. That's what
And here's the other kick. Okay, how do I clean it? Don't worry about it. What you do is if you have a centrifugal juicer plate, after you finish juicing, you pour a couple, 2 cups of water in there, let it filter out the most of the stuff, walk away. If you ain't got time, come back before you go to bed. I've experimented with my juicer personally. I didn't wash the juicers for 3 days straight. It still works.
Wash that juicer out so I can use it tomorrow.
But it's that simple. So you don't literally have to. Obviously if your house is like, as long as your house is not above like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, you can leave the juice. That's fine. Not the juice, but like the pulp and stuff, the residue of the pulp in there. Just flush it with water and walk away, and you're fine. It might smell like slight, have that like that, that slight fermentation smell to it. It absolutely makes no difference. It's no better. So I did an experiment because I know people kept that. People always come up with excuses. Like, well, what I do this and this. No, there's no excuse. So I tried to match that. Does that make sense? So juicing is so easy, and it's one of the best things for you in this society. Because the biggest question people get, well, it's not natural. Well, it's not natural for you to be driving a car and to be taking medications and to live in a hostile, poisonous environment. That's not natural either. There's always an argument about something. So we got to get past that mentality. Because you're going to encounter, when you guys go, the more and more you change your lifestyle, you see people who criticize you. Some people are jealous. Some people, they're really envious. They're like, man, I really want to do this. But they don't know how to react, and they're going to say, well, what are you doing this for? They're going to try to put you down. So they expect that's another way, another thing that you have to detox out your body. So the more you take it up there, the more you're going to get criticized. But the good news is, it's so easy to be healthy. It's not even funny. Does that make sense? Yeah. So we'll go through all that. Whatever you guys want to know, let us know. If you guys, if you have a blender, if you really want to, I want to learn some really good smoothies, man, I got crazy recipes that you I guarantee you're going to love.
We have all kinds of gadgets, so we're good. I just need to know what to do with them.
Okay, all right. So let's start. So again, individual. Every time, bring something in. Think about it. Write it down, and bring it in next time. Say, this is what I want to learn. Alex, how do I do this? Okay. And if everybody can relate, we'll go over in class. If not, I'll get with you afterwards, or and walk you through it, because it's a learning experiment, guys. Coming to a class or a lecture is not going to happen. We have to get our hands dirty, and we have to trial and error. Because there have been times through my journey that I literally want to take the juice and put it through the wall. No joke. Like, man, I don't want to do this. It sucks. Literally, I remember telling myself at the beginning, because I didn't want it. Because I didn't think that was normal. Like, okay, well, how do I have time to juice and then do this and do this? That's not normal. And I had to detoxify my mentality of this kind. It's like, wait a second, that is, I'm blessed to be able to do this. God is blessing me with this, and this is what the truth is. This is how life should be, you know. Not go, chop, chop, chop. I mean, we're overstimulated, you know.
Yeah.
Think about it. It's ridiculous, and that you
went
can't
to
enjoy
my
life.
school, you know.
Huh?
You went to my school. You
That's-
know.
I was flabbergasted. I could not believe. I walked. See, I'm imagining going to a school. She middle school or no, elementary.
Elementary,
Yeah. Hunters Green, good quality school. You know, I mean, there's a lot of rich people around there. Thinking like, you know, going there, nice and cozy, everybody smiling, healthy. I walk in there, I'm like, everybody's stressed to the max. I never see. I mean, like, everybody's not smiling. There, people are just like, no, particularly the staff. I'm like, I thought something happened.
We were lost, and I think we ran into 2 teachers in a row who were like, and we were like, oh my
Oh,
God. They were
yeah.
all saying that, and it was like, Alex and I were like, okay, you know. And by the time we left, we were like, oh, that is not how it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be enjoyable. You guys can't even do your work properly. You know, you can't enjoy the
And I
kids.
can tell you it's even worse now.
I can't even imagine. You know, so, but this is our society, so we have to go against the grain. Because it's, you know what, you're never going to live in a perfect world. That's not going to happen. You know, maybe if you win the $293 million, yeah, then you can create your own sanctuary 100%. But, you know, in the meantime, you can always improve. And you'll see it's a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. And to this day, I always find something new that I can always improve on. You can never stop learning. But it's simple and it's easy. And if you're willing to apply it, you'll learn it, you'll never go back. Okay? So, you guys have any questions? Anything?
Well, I mean, I want to talk to you more too
Sure,
about
absolutely.
what I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
Because if I'm taking this to the next level, I mean, I'm limited on what I am eat, you know, I'm taking in right now. And so I just want to talk to you about that. And then
Yeah.
Rich brought home.
That to make you search?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to know what you think about that.
It really is a great product. It really, I mean, there's only like 6 mines that actually are eatable because they use them a lot for like agriculture and planting. They use them for pesticides, you know, natural pest control and stuff like that. But it's good. It's got a very high in silica. It remineralizes. I never personally experimented with it. You know, I talked to Brian because, you know, I asked him. I know he's like gung ho about the whole thing.
He's over the top.
It's a little bit over the top there. You know, it's not end all be all. Do you need it? No. It's a question. So, you know, if you can get it for free, you don't have to spend the money. I mean, we can employ into your, you know, to your protocol because it is a drawing agent. So it's good for like parasites and what we're trying to, you know, in this case, what you're trying to achieve. Do you need it? No. Do you need it as a source of silica because you don't have it? You really don't. Because again, if you're eating properly and if you're eating the foods that you enjoy, you don't have to.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
So then the protocol that you're going to come up with, I guess.
It's going to be strict. I mean, we're going to do it for 4 weeks because you're going to have to flush those things out. Yeah, so it's not going to be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we going to do a detox?
Yeah, it's going to be sort of a detox, yeah, because you really have to, like, basically what we're trying to do is starve everything completely and then rebuild it from there on. So we're going to even have stuff like the dairy and stuff, the
Because
broth.
I did really, really well.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then it just kind of, I came to a stop.
So, yeah,
And I'm
that's very
still
normal, yeah.
having
Huh?
stomach issues.
Yeah. So we just have to drill. And remember, you know, we don't have the luxury of thousands of, you know, blood, you know, urine, stool tests, blood work, all that. We just don't have the luxury for that. And quite frankly, even if we did, there's not necessarily a guarantee that we're going to find the culprit. So just let your body heal. But those things are symptoms that your body's telling you, okay, I'm not there yet. So it's really simple. Because remember, God knows you, so He created you, right? So He's going to heal. He's got the blueprint inside. You know, I don't do it, you don't do it. You know, your body does it itself. You just have to give it the chance. But yeah, one of the things is that because I know you're eating very good, but still, if you have the any kind of the candida overgrowth or anything in the parasite, which a lot of us do, regardless whether they can be dormant or not, it can still trigger. So even though you might eat organic wild blueberries, for example, which is very low sugar, is absolutely insignificant, but still that could be enough trigger for the parasite to take over, start multiplying immediately.
So, like your intestines can have these parasites or candida?
Yeah, they're all parasites. Candida albicans is a form of fungus, and it becomes, we all have it. We're born with it, we need it, because actually it's a stimulant, it's a punching bag for our healthy bacteria, if you want to call it that. It's like a weight room for our health. It uses that for our bacteria to be able to grow stronger, adapt, and uses that as its literally a punching bag. It's like a training tool. But what ends up happening is any time at our point in our lives, doesn't matter when, okay, if you're 2 years old, your mom actually, on birth, she heals on very heavy antibiotics, you have eradicated a lot of your natural flora. And your flora is your bacteria inside the gut. You have about over 70 trillion cells or something. It's like 10 times almost the amount of what you have in your body as your cells. There's tremendous amounts of bacteria. And 80-90% of our immune system and a lot of regulation for hormonal production and everything like that, it comes from our gut. But again, through westernization and medicine, we have damaged that. You drink Coke, you're killing bacteria. You drink alcohol, you're killing bacteria. Not to mention, anytime you take an antibiotics for more than 2 days, and depends on the person, obviously, you have killed a tremendous amount of your bacteria. So now that gives you the candida or any of the parasites, depends what's present, to overgrow, because now our natural bacteria is not there to suppress it and to keep it. The ratio of healthy to bad bacteria is about 80 to 20. That's the natural. That's your 80 to 20. That's your average, human gut microflora, what it's called. So that's what the problem is. So it also is cumulative. See, you might take antibiotics. You might have taken antibiotics upon birth. You might have had a cold. You might have given some more antibiotics over the years. Birth control is another big damaging because they have progestins, which are xenoestrogenic. They're what do you call those? They're toxic hormones, basically. They're not bioidentical hormones. That damages a lot. Stress, that's a big one. And also, consumption of alcohol, and it doesn't have to be heavy alcohol. It can be just, a couple glasses of wine a day. So everything is cumulative. There's no one single, they might be like, say you got really sick and for two to 4 weeks straight, you had a heavy dose of, like, say, micromycin, which is a very potent antibiotic. And that wipe your stuff out like you wouldn't believe. Even some hospitals now, they actually introduce probiotics. Weak, but still at least they recognize it with the antibiotics. And say a couple of months after you went and ate sushi, or you were at a party and had some shrimp, lobster, whatever. Because usually those are, if it's not cooked, or the bottom feeders, they have a lot of parasites, they all do. So if you eat shrimp or sushi or anything like that, there's parasites on it. There's no emphasis what's about it. It just depends how healthy the sushi itself is, or the fish or the product, and how healthy your gut is. But say you ate it. It could have been years back. And then they start multiplying. But you never know it, because there's nothing like extreme or heavy. And of course, we're all individuals. So what if, sake of argument, you and I did the same exact thing, antibiotics from the time we were born to the time we had the symptoms, my body would have handled it than yours would have. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So that's where it comes. So, but again, it's very simple. You don't have to worry about what caused it, why it doesn't really matter. We starve it, we eradicate it, we rebuild the flora in there. Yeah, because some of our opponents, remember, they have ability to adapt. One of the things that, my degree was in microbiology, and it's really amazing how those little organisms can adapt. That's why you see MRSA. Everybody knows MRSA, the methicillin-resistant staphylococcus, because they adapt. They see a poison, they adapt. And they adapt so fast, some of them, it's not even funny. The good news is, if they have they're starved, they can adapt against starvation. That's the bottom line. Or some of the herbal preparations that are very potent. Why? Because who made those? God did. But, medicines are isolated compounds of a lot of those the herbal or like plant extracts. And, they might work for one, like a one-shot deal, but they don't have the other components that are in there. So that's why you never have a permanent, solution. So there's a lot of natural antibiotics. And one of the things we're going to hit hard is the oil of oregano, for example.
Is it what?
Oil of oregano, yeah. But I got a lot better source. Unless you can get it for free, the American Herb and Spice, the P73 Super Strength. If you can get it like for free, or maybe like a really good hookup, I got a lot better place to buy it at.
I need it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not really pretty either.
That's scary.
No, I'm kidding. But anyway, so yes, that's what that's your situation. But it'll be good. It'll be easy. We just have to make it once for all. Yeah.
So you'll be able to work with all of us to try
Absolutely, yeah,
get
absolutely.
us all back on track.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So
usually where you are in terms of like your journey, because that's the one thing I was saying to Alex, is he's got such a wealth of information inside of his head. We can start wherever you are and, build you up from there. So that should be comforting to you guys, because we're all in very different places in our
And we're all
journeys.
kind of eating halfway decent anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
We think we are.
No, you are, guys.
Except for me.
Yeah. Are you misbehaving again?
I don't need any junk though.
You know.
It's just my
But what you think is junk.
what I think is junk.
But see, remember, you're right. But see, you are doing the right thing. You're just doing it wrong. Because
That's what
and it's not your
I
fault.
don't know what to eat when wanted to eat or how to eat
It'll
it.
make it happen. There's no worries. But at least
I
you
mean,
got
I
the right
know when I
mentality.
did go to these other classes, this was back in New Jersey. right
Yeah.
here. And I mean, if I had this with this, they would cross that out and say, no, you can't have these two on
Yeah,
the same
food
thing,
combining,
you have
right.
to do this.
Yeah, that's great.
So, you know, and it was good. I
Absolutely.
like that, but I can't find anybody to do that.
It's not easy. It's hard. It's very involved. That's
And
why.
I got little papers, you know, you write it down. I had everything for
Like the
week.
food
I knew
combining charts?
exactly, every minute of the day, exactly what I was going to pick up at my mouth.
Good. And see, like some people love that, like you.
Yeah,
they don't like
I love
just I don't want to think about it from A to Z.
Yeah.
I have people in the opposite spectrum, but they're like, look, I want to learn the combination pattern, how does it work, and then I want to create it myself. Because and ultimately you would want to do that because once you learn and you overhaul everything that you know, then you're going to be able to, because anywhere you go, you'll be able to do damage control. It doesn't matter where you're traveling overseas, in Mexico, it doesn't matter. Because at home is easy, but that's obviously where the first place for us to learn is our comfort zone at home. We have a controlled environment. So, yeah. All right. That's it. Anybody?
That sounds pretty good to me.
All right. So we'll see you guys next week.
Bring your homework, the list of,
Your favorite foods?
bring your
Yeah.
favorite
David,
Yeah.
foods.
Inventory and the favorite foods.